Dear friends, welcome to my Geriatric Medicine channel. I am Dr. C.G. Keshwamurthy from Shimoga, Karnataka. In the last episode, we learned about the bereavements. I hope you remember that one. And how to cope up with the bereavements. Now, we shall learn a little bit about the will about your property, how to dispose it of in future with your family members. Then, how to write a will? A will can be defined as a legal statement written by an individual stating the manner in which his or her wealth may be distributed after his or her demise. I repeat, it is a legal statement by an individual stating the manner in which his or her wealth may be distributed after his or her demise. It is better that one consult an advocate before writing a will, because there should not be a legal shortcomings in your will or writing it. Guidelines for preparing a will. There are certain guidelines also. It is better to make a will at an younger age. The reason is that unscrupulous relatives may legally contest that will made by the older person on the basis that he or she is unsound mind. I hope you understand that if you are confused or in a loss of memory state, the will may not stand in the law of court, and unscrupulous relatives may legally contest in the court and it may become void. That should not happen. So write it as early as possible. A will must be dated. You should write a date on which the will is executed. A will must be made as simple as possible and should be very precise and clear in its statements. Otherwise, it may cause problem for the legal heirs. A will can be handwritten or typed out. No stamp paper is necessary. A plain paper is sufficient. There should be an executor of the will who would be entrusted with the responsibility of ensuring that the assets are distributed according to the provisions of the will. So, you should hand over the written will to an executor who will execute the will after your demise. A will should be signed in the presence of at least two witnesses who have at least who are very younger in the moderate younger age group who have to attest the same. They should attest the will written by the executor. Each page of the will should be serially numbered and signed by the individual and the witnesses as well. Signature of the over the will is mandatory by the individual and the witnesses. It is mandatory. The will should be kept inside a safe place like a bank vault. It is advisable to keep a signed copy of the will with a trusted advocate. It is not compulsory for one to register a will with a registering authority. It is not always necessary. You need not register it. Writing it on a plain paper correctly with the help of an advocate and getting the signature of the witnesses and the advocate if possible is sufficient, and a copy should be uh, given to the executor, as well as a copy should be kept with yourself in a vault. So it's not necessary to register in the registering authority. Only after a person's demise does his or her will become operative. Until then, nobody can touch your assets. So, this is about the will and how to write it, how to safeguard your interest, how to dispose it off and after the demise, etc. So, friends, please share it, subscribe it, like it, and distribute with your friends. This is also very important document. Will is a very important document, and that should be kept. It will become necessary for every individual on the earth. Whatever maybe an amount in your passbook, in your bank account, may have to be distributed later. How much is whatever the size of the amount is not important, but it should be legally distributed. How it is done has to be done. So please share it. Thank you very much for your uh, hearing and seeing the YouTube. Jai Bharat, Jai Karnataka.